The other thing cancer loves is sugar. So these are the three common denominators I find. And so when people come to us wanting help to conquer cancer, you see what we do? We suggest a diet that's highly alkalizing. We suggest ways to oxygenate the body. In fact, some health retreats have hyperbaric chambers. Have you heard of those? We have one, and it puts oxygen in under pressure. And we also greatly eliminate the glucose, the sugars going into the body.
In other words, can we eat to starve cancer? Well, the answer is yes, and I'm going to show you how. And our search for this has taken us to the market, the farm, and to the spice cabinet, because what we've discovered is that Mother Nature has laced a large number of foods and beverages and herbs with naturally occurring inhibitors of angiogenesis.
You've probably heard that sugar feeds cancer, but is that really true, or just another scary headline? In this video, we'll separate fact from fiction with real science to uncover how sugar actually affects your cancer risk, especially as a senior. More importantly, you'll learn what you can start doing today to take control. Stick around until the end, because we'll share one simple daily habit that can help lower your cancer risk and keep your blood sugar in check naturally. Let's look at what sugar really does inside your body. To understand the sugar-cancer connection, we need to know what cancer cells actually feed on. Imagine your body as a bustling city. Every building, each body cell, needs power to keep things running smoothly. That power comes from a type of sugar called glucose, which your body gets from the food you eat. When you eat, that sugar flows into your blood. Then, with a little help from insulin, it moves into your cells and gives them the juice they need to do their jobs. Most of your cells use sugar efficiently, but cancer cells burn much more. According to Dr. Thomas So, an oncologist, all cells need sugar, but cancer cells crave and consume far more than normal ones, throwing a sugar party whenever they can.
Sugar feeds all cells, including cancer cells. Yeah, it feeds all living cells, plant cells, human cells, cancer cells. Yeah, there are research to show that cancer cells feed on more sugar than normal cells.
Also, it gets trickier with age. As you grow older, your body doesn't handle sugar like it used to. You might develop insulin resistance, where cells stop responding to insulin. The result? Sugar and insulin stay in your blood longer, quietly raising your cancer risk. So, while sugar doesn't directly cause cancer, the American Institute for Cancer Research explains that a body constantly flooded with too much sugar, and insulin is basically inviting cancer cells to settle in and grow comfortably. But what's insulin, and how does it team up with sugar to crank up inflammation, and why does it matter for your health? Let's find out. Imagine insulin as a cop for sugar. When it sees sugar in your blood, it signals it into your cells for energy. Any extra gets stored in your liver for later use. But when you consume too much sugar, insulin has to work overtime. Eventually, your cells get fed up and start ignoring insulin signals. That's when insulin resistance comes in. And the worst part is that studies show it's more common as we age. Sugar then builds up in your blood instead of fueling your cells. Meanwhile, excess insulin triggers inflammation, an internal fire that, when unchecked, confuses your immune system and creates the perfect setup for cancer cells to grow and spread. So, where's all this sugar coming from? Let's uncover some of the hidden sugar traps lurking in your everyday diet. You might think you're doing all the right things, skipping candy and soda and choosing foods labeled low-fat or healthy. But hidden sugar could still be sneaking into your diet. For seniors, excess sugar can disrupt blood sugar levels and weaken the body, especially if you're managing diabetes or trying to reduce cancer risk. Here's the kicker. Many healthy foods might be working against you. Fruit-flavored yogurt can have as much sugar as a candy bar. Cereals and granola often pack in sugar unless they say, "no added sugar." Even a single glass of orange juice can contain the sugar of several whole oranges. And condiments like ketchup, pasta sauce, and BBQ sauce usually have sugar added for flavor. Canned fruit packed in syrup is basically sugar central. Frozen dinners and granola bars, often loaded with sugar to keep them tasty and shelf-stable. Even breads, white or multigrain, can contain added sugar to make them soft and fluffy. Don't be fooled by bottled teas and energy drinks either. Some teas have more sugar than candy, and energy drinks are just sugar disguised as fuel. These hidden sugar bombs make it easy to go overboard, especially when your health demands more balance. The real trick? Sugar hides under 50-plus names like high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, agave nectar, maltose, and dextrose. That's why reading labels is key to cutting out hidden sugar.
When you think of sugar, what's the first image that pops into your brain? For many people, including myself, it's the white granulated sugar you would find in a sugar bowl. But did you know that sugar comes in a lot of other forms and is called by many other names? Many people think that more natural sugars like honey or agave are healthier for you and won't impact your blood sugar as much as white granulated sugar. That's actually not true. All of the sugars you see here contain the same amount of calories and carbs. Teaspoon for teaspoon, they each contain about 15 to 20 calories and 5 grams of carb. The truth is, they will all impact your blood sugar. And many of these sugars can be sneaking into your foods and drinks without you realizing. That's why they're called hidden sugars. To avoid this, read the nutrition facts label on your food or drink package. Under total carbohydrates, you will find the term added sugars. These are sugars that were added to the food or drink during processing. If you see that a food or drink contains added sugars, look at the ingredients label just under the nutrition facts label. This will reveal exactly which type of sugar is in your food, whether it's corn syrup, honey, or any other form of sugar.
Holly Moran, a registered dietitian and diabetes educator, highlights just how important it is to take a moment to read the labels on your packaged foods. This simple step can help you make smarter choices about how much sugar you're eating. If you're not sure how to find or understand this information on labels, consider shopping with younger relatives who can lend a hand. Now that you know too much sugar can be a real problem, you're probably wondering what you should be eating instead. Let's talk about what your body actually needs to stay healthy. Here's a little secret. When you choose the right foods, your plate becomes powerful, working to keep your body calm, strong, and balanced. In fact, studies show that about 30 to 40% of all cancers can be prevented simply by eating healthy. Fortunately, some foods help you fight off bad guys like inflammation and, most essentially, cancer. Eating berries, leafy greens, or salmon cooked in olive oil and adding turmeric or garlic to your meals gives your body anti-inflammatory support. These foods are rich in antioxidants that protect your cells and healthy fats that strengthen your heart and joints. Fiber-rich foods are just as important, especially for seniors, and the USDA recommends them for good reason. Apples, lentils, and oats help slow sugar absorption, preventing spikes. They also nourish good gut bacteria, aiding digestion, boosting immunity, and even lifting your mood. Here's a simple tip. When you eat carbs like rice or bread, pair them with protein like eggs or fish and healthy fat like avocado or olive oil. This combo slows sugar absorption and helps keep your blood sugar stable. Think of it as a team keeping sugar in check. Now you might be wondering, if sugar causes so many problems, should you quit it altogether? Well, the answer might surprise you. Let's explore that next. When it comes to sugar and senior health, you don't have to go to extremes to stay healthy. It's about knowing the different types of sugar and how they affect your body.
When we're looking at the diet, what we want to do is to try and be wise about sugar. So if you've got a real craving for sugar, don't have too much of it. Sometimes we can just fall into the trap of the day just becomes very loaded with sweet foods. And that just means that you're not having enough of the other stuff, the other nourishing proteins, the other vegetables and the fruits. and the things that your body, whilst you're living with cancer, desperately need you to have a balance of. So one trick that I use with my patients is to get them to keep a little note of what they're eating and what they're drinking, and also ask the question, why are you eating or drinking it? Just by asking yourself that question, you can just find that it just reduces the volume.
Jane Clark, a nutritionist and dietitian with over 25 years of caring for cancer patients, says balancing sugar intake is key. It's not just sugar itself, but the type and amount that matter. Natural sugars in fresh fruits and some vegetables and plain dairy come with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. These nutrients help your body process sugar slowly, preventing the blood sugar spikes caused by added sugars. In moderation, these whole foods fit well into a healthy diet. The real problem lies in added sugars and ultra-processed foods. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, added sugars are those that are introduced during processing, like sucrose or dextrose, or found in refined table sugar, syrups, and concentrated fruit or vegetable juices. And they raise the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. So, no, you don't have to quit sugar completely. Just be smart about the source. Choose natural sugars and limit added ones. This way, you can enjoy sweetness while protecting your health, energy, and golden years. Now that you know the truth about sugar, here's the good news. You don't have to change everything at once. Small steps, like choosing water with lemon over soda, fruit instead of candy, and checking food labels, can make a big difference. Start your day with fiber-rich meals like oatmeal with berries, whole grain toast with avocado, or chia seed pudding. They're not only delicious, but also support heart health, digestion, and stable blood sugar. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share this info with someone who might need it. Drop a comment below and let us know which food you're rethinking today. Let's talk. Stick around to check out this next video where we'll continue to show you how to stay your absolute healthiest. See you there.